This is the last episode.
How is it that I don't know
live?
Yeah, that too. But like, I still don't know the correct volume of what I should do for my headphone. Because every time I do, I'll start the podcast and it's like, oh, this is too loud. Every time.
I've been play a sick ass 808 in your headphones and you'll know how loud it is.
136 hours at least worth of content that I've created, and I haven't figured out how to make it sound good.
Can't even balance an 808.
An 808, like an 808.
How can it be a hip hop now?
The whole drum kit thing. By the way, did I talk about the TR-08, the boutique Roland?
No, we didn't talk about that sick ass guitar pedal that you showed me after a podcast.
The Miku pedal. Yeah, we talked about that a lot.
No, but like I want that thing. I don't even play the fucking guitar. I want that thing so bad.
Yeah, it was great watching those guys just like, oh, well, this is dumb. Why are we reviewing this?
I feel dumb that every day I'm like, should I play the guitar or do I not want to be that guy?
I'm sorry.
I think my desire to not be that guy.
I feel like you just insulted me because
No, because you know what I mean.
No.
The person who didn't grow up playing guitar and plays it when they're an adult is like, they're that guy.
No.
They get that impression of like, you learn it just because you're boring.
I disagree.
Because I know I'm friends with those people.
Well, I disagree just as someone who plays a lot of instruments. I like it when someone picks up an instrument, no matter how old they are. Like, it's cool.
Because a lot of people that I know who do it, that I've met, that I'm friends with,
they're doing it just because it's like, I play the guitar now.
Because they're being that guy.
Yeah. I know. I think I know what you mean.
And I don't want to look like I'm being that guy.
I don't think you'll ever...
sucks. Because nobody cares but me internally.
Dude, there's a lot of that guys that you are. Like, you're that... Like,
I'm that guy for a lot of things, but those things, I've been that guy since, like, I came out of the womb.
Like,
so who cares?
Like, one of the biggest that guys that you are is that guy who hates everything.
I'm not anymore, though.
Not as much.
Because I don't like that, and I hated being that, so I'm not.
Although we literally had a 20-minute conversation about how you refuse to watch Solo.
Well, that's because that's indifference. That's not hatred, just indifference.
Okay.
It's seeing that movie doesn't excite me.
I see. Yeah. I guess
to either enjoy it or dislike it.
Your hatred has moved more towards indifference.
Well, it's more measured because I'm an adult now.
I don't know if it's measured.
I'm not an edgy teenager who wants to hate things because they're popular.
That's what I am.
Because that's boring. Living life like the way sucks.
I'm an edgy teenager that listens to... So Isaiah,
it's like saying I can't listen to... It's like you can't enjoy music unless it's on Bandcamp only. Yeah. Like, I'm like, what? I'm not going to be that guy.
Yeah. Unless you pay for the waves.
It's like, oh man, I can't enjoy my indie bands if I enjoy something big like Radiohead.
Speaking of...
Or like some big pop song from the 70s. Like, who gives a shit?
Speaking of indie bands,
Hop
Along just came out with a new album. I don't remember what it's called, but it's on Spotify. Just type in Hop Along on Spotify. It's the new album. But Hop Along, they're a band.
It sounds like a dish at Denny's.
Yeah, it does. They're a really cool, like Seattle-based band. Like every indie band.
Are they punk?
They
grunge?
I don't know what to describe them. They're more
because that's what when I think of Seattle, I think of punk or grunge.
No, her voice
or the guy Sir Mix-a-Lot, who's from Seattle, who made Baby Got Back. That's not even a joke. Like his first big hit before that song, before he became like.
Is it weird that the only time when I hear like the name Baby Got Back or think of that song, I think of Jonathan Colton's cover first?
No, that's good because that cover's amazing.
That cover is fantastic.
But I also think of the Baby Back
shit from that cover is unironically amazing.
No, it's a really good song on its own.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really good harmonization in the chorus. It's really funny.
Yeah, because Jonathan Colton's like a
but
goddamn
yeah, I
music
guess
genius.
Music trivia about Seattle and Sir Mix-a-Lot. His first bigger hit, which is more local, was he made the song Posse on Broadway. Because there's a big street in Seattle called Broadway Avenue that's a really big cultural thing. He got big through that. And then he made Baby Got Back, and then he made tons of money dollars.
When I think of Posse, I think of the song Starting Up a Posse by Anthrax.
Oh, I think of like...
which, by the way, is a great song. It's about censorship. Everyone should listen to it at all times because it's important.
I think of posses. I think of hip-hop posses now.
Fair enough.
I think of like Tupac posses.
Remember Anthrax in like the late 80s, early 90s did the whole like rap metal mix thing with the B-sides.
Yeah. And then
or whatever it was called.
And they got really big when they did it with Public Enemy.
Yep.
Because they made one of the best hip-hop songs of the decade. Yeah. Of all time, actually.
Sure. Yeah, it's up there.
Bring the Noise fucking rules.
Yeah, no, it's totally up there. Anyways, Hop Along, their music is, I would consider them indie hipster
hard EDM.
Yes. Indie hipster bullshit.
Russian drum and bass.
It's polka. It's just straight up polka. It's polka drum and bass.
Weird Al, he made a polka album again?
It's polka drum and bass.
I would still listen to that in like 2 seconds. I want to make that.
Can't.
Like New Yokio is like a whatever show. Like it's unironically.
It's
ironically meant to be bad and also not. It's weird, but there's a really good line in it where like someone's making like Gregorian house.
Oh, yeah.
And that line is very funny because that genre is very interesting.
Yeah,
just the idea of it alone is like, I make Gregorian house on the weekends. Like, that's a funny line.
That's good. Yeah. Anyways, so
I'm a fan of genre joke.
Pretty much it's music like slightly driven guitars.
Like 25 miles on the freeway?
No, like
that's a car joke. Did you get it? Because you said driven. It's like a car, like the speed of a car.
Oh, okay.
It's funnier when I explain it.
See, I thought this was like a car related thing because I don't know.
It was and still is. Well, it didn't change.
I don't know shit about cars, so I thought it was like.
Neither do I, but you know what driving is. You've driven a vehicle before.
I literally just did last night.
Yeah, we talked about it before the podcast.
Yeah.
You know what a vehicle is. You know what an accelerator is.
I thought there was something in what you said that was like
there was no meat to chew on.
Only people who know about cars will get this.
I taught you some gristle to chew on like a dog, and you didn't even like. What is this?
Yeah,
just stared at it.
Hit it a little bit, couldn't figure it out.
You licked it and like, oh, this is not food, and you just walked away.
Yeah. My dog does that when I give them grapes.
You give your dogs grapes?
It's funny how... Okay, so no.
wait. What is that? What do you mean?
I really want to...
Did you not sleep with my wife?
I really just want to talk...
Did you fuck my mom, Santa?
Did you fuck my mom, Santa?
That scene is so much funnier uncensored. Because his voice gets so high pitched when he says "fuck." It's so good,
dude. Okay, so so many tangents already in the first 5 minutes.
That's this podcast.
Yeah, welcome to this is the last tangent. I should have named the podcast that. I feel like that would have been better.
We couldn't. That was a different arc.
Yeah, it was a different timeline.
Yeah, you have to call it. We have to have a subtitle now.
It's not in game.
Reloaded.
Yeah.
Oh, like Reloaded, Retribution. Like remember games used to do like Reloaded, Retribution, Revenge, Redemption.
Yeah. Shit, we've went on so many tangents. I forgot. I'm talking about Hopalong. All right.
We're talking about you feed your dogs grapes, but sure. Finish your thought.
Their music is really good. The singer, her voice is so unique. They don't. Okay, so it's one of those. This is one of those things where I have to brag for them about the fact that she doesn't use autotune not because every band uses autotune or that it's amazing if you don't. It's just her voice, like she sings somewhat out of tune sometimes, and it could be fixed, right? You could fix it in the mix
because in the style that they're in, it should be fixed.
No, I don't. It's not that it should be fixed.
No, like you would expect it to be. Is that what it is?
It's the kind of out of tune that a lot of engineers, when they hear, they'll be like, "Oh, this is an easy fix."
But what about the average person who isn't that? How would they perceive it?
It would be like average,
some people can
like
tell
pretty
what
much anytime I show people Hopalong, like who don't listen to that kind of music, their first thought is like, I can't tell if she's a good singer or not.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of artists I like.
Yeah, exactly. So she has a very interesting. It's hard to explain their music. It's kind of
you don't always need to be a good singer
indie rock.
to be a good artist.
Like indie rock would be the easiest way to describe that, even though that genre means anything.
It didn't mean it's not meaning anything in like 2003.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's no specific indie rock, but that's the easiest way I could just Google it. Listen to Hopalong. Listen to Well Dressed. Is my
remember, like
favorite
Modest Mouse was an indie band.
God damn.
When they came out.
Remember Skrillex was in an indie band.
Yeah, he was before he was Skrillex.
From First to Last.
He became the most mainstream fucking dude ever.
I like From First to Last a lot. I listened to them before Skrillex was a thing, and then he blew out his voice, which was a shame because he had a really good voice, and he can't sing anymore.
He has good taste in electronic music that is not dubstep.
Yeah.
His fans don't, though.
Yeah.
It's such a dumb thing because I've talked about it before, but I can never get over the screenshot of him like posting on his Facebook like an Aphex Twin song that he loves. Like it's like, this is my favorite song of all time, and all the comments are, "Where's the drop?" I want to tear my fucking hair out because I get it if you don't like that kind of music or you don't know what it is. It's like, where is the thing that I'm supposed to care about?
Yeah.
But I was like, oh no, it's like as bad as people like when people say the Black Swordsman, they say Kirito from Sword Art Online and not Guts from Berserk. Like it's like that kind of like it doesn't matter. It still hurts me.
Is it another one of those things like the meme like last year where like Justin Timberlake did a thing at the Super Bowl thing, right?
Oh, we took a picture with that kid,
and everyone's like, "Who's Justin Timberlake?" Like,
the kid, like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, that.
And then he made a bad album, and that sucks.
Did he?
That album is bad.
Is it out?
He came out, Man in the Woods. That album fucking terrible.
I'm not gonna listen.
He tried. It was him and Pharrell trying to be weird.
I love Pharrell.
I do love Pharrell too, but he makes some poor production choices for that album for him.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pharrell.
There are like a couple.
It happens. Not everyone's good.
Pharrell's not he's not at all for music, but he's a good,
I'm glad he exists.
Him and AT making music together. They made smash hits and blown the fucking world away
he
together
helped
before.
Make your favorite Daft Punk album.
He did. He also made a really good album. I say the last NERD album is like still 2017. It's really good.
And one of my favorite little music trivias that I like to talk about a lot is that the song "Happy" he wrote for CeeLo Green,
and he's like, I'm too good for that. I'm busy on The Voice with my parrot.
Yeah, exactly. And And
what a fool!
Yeah, and no one knew who Pharrell was. Not no one knew who Pharrell was before
People
that.
knew Pharrell. What the fuck are you talking about?
I know, right? But like, I feel like
people know his hat, but they knew Pharrell.
I feel like Pharrell wasn't on people's minds the way it was.
Not as much because
like,
he took a break from the spotlight. He was busy just doing everything.
Yeah, being an actual good businessman.
Making a fashion company.
Speaking of rap and tangents, I like how I got from rap.
What are you talking about?
I like how I got to rap from Pharrell from a lot of jumps. Again,
from an indie band that you like.
Yeah. So David Letterman has a show on Netflix.
Oh yeah, Jay-Z's gonna be on that.
No, he was. I watched it.
Well, no, the episode's out now, but I didn't get a chance to watch it.
It is out, yeah, and I watched it. It's
really good. I love that series.
It was really good. Okay, one of my favorite
that
parts.
Obama one was dope.
It was really good. One of my favorite parts in the interview was David Letterman started shitting on Trump, as he likes to do, which is fine. Everyone,
he's old. Fuck it.
Everyone shits on Trump. I'm so tired of it.
You can have your opinion. You can do it.
Yeah, you can have your opinion. I'm just bored of it, but whatever.
Yeah,
it's not a new opinion.
It's like the Bush era all over again.
It's nothing revolutionary about saying he's
being an
racist.
adult during the Bush era.
Huh?
I would have hated being an adult during the Bush era.
Oh, me too. I would have.
It's the same shit.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
There are funny jokes, but man, you hear a lot of them that are not.
Yeah. Dang it. I was about to, okay, here, I'll say it.
No, move on to your subject because we're taking up too much time.
All right.
We're about to bring up his thing with Jay-Z.
So David Letterman started shitting on Trump, and Jay-Z, because he's a classy man, and that's what
you can call it. I'm not going to call it that.
I think he has...
I wouldn't call it classy with what I think what you're... What did he say?
He pretty much... He kept his cool and was able to, like... The demeanor was, I don't like Trump, but here are some good things that are happening. Like,
that's just Jay being safe. He's always done this shit.
Exactly. Well, I know, but I
wouldn't call it classy. I just call it just good businessman. That's why
there you go. I guess that's better...
That's why he's so fucking rich, because he's a smart motherfucker.
Yeah, I have so much respect for Jay-Z, obviously, because... You should, because Jay-Z.
As a businessman, I respect him immensely.
I like his music.
Personally, not so much.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
I mean, as a person, not personally.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's fine. Not everyone most people at that level as a person is probably messed up somewhere in the head.
Well, he used to sell crack before he got big.
Yeah.
That's why he got good at numbers. He said it himself.
Yes.
He's real good at those numbers, even though Tidal exists in its weird space that it does. He's good at money.
And he doesn't necessarily regret it either.
No, he said that made him who he is. He did an interview with like Bill Maher or whatever.
He talked about it in the interview with David Letterman.
He's like, yeah, like I sold drugs before. Like that's everyone knows it now. It's not old news. It's like
also in their interview, because if you like in all the Netflix David Letterman stuff that he's been doing, like there'll be segments where he interviews other people kind of between.
They're like, yeah, they're kind of
because people's what's it called? What's the brain thing? Oh man,
what the what? What are you talking about? Brainstorm? Brain blast from Jimmy Neutron?
Attention
deficit disorder.
Yeah, that pretty much. Actually, kind of. Attention retention. What's the word?
Conjunction junction.
Attention.
Get on the magic school bus.
So attention retention is actually pretty close to what
audience retention. You fool. Is that what you mean?
What?
Audience retention?
Yeah, that.
Excuse me. Viewer engagements.
The other one.
That's the business term.
The other one, though.
Okay.
Retention.
They mean the same exact thing. One just sounds more businessy.
Anyways, people can't pay attention for like longer than 5 minutes. So
because you're designed not to.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
So David Letterman splices in other things in interviews.
Yeah, he went into Sony Vegas and did it himself. He's splicing the video clips.
Yeah, he did. No, he talked to Rick Rubin.
No, but I like the idea of like David Letterman just like being like on a laptop, like on a MacBook in his 70s, just like, oh man, I fucking hate Vegas.
Yeah,
it crashed again.
Dude, I would just love to see David Letterman with his giant, beautiful beard, just like slightly muttering to himself.
Fucking Noah beard.
Yeah, just muttering to himself quietly. I really should get Premiere.
Just old people complaining about like software is really funny to me for some reason.
God, I really need to watch a video about color correction because I don't understand the shit at all.
No, he's like, stop sending me JPEGs, Deborah.
Give me the raw. He talked to Rick Rubin, and he went to the Rick Rubin studio. What's the name of the studio? It sucks that I can't remember the name. It's a very important studio in the music industry.
Is it Jay-Z's label studio?
No, it's Rick Rubin's studio.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know.
It's very important studio.
Whatever. Big boy studio from a big boy producer.
Yeah. And it was awesome because Rick Rubin's, also important.
So he still is relevant. I don't know what he's been producing lately.
Just everyone.
He made Eminem's last album, and that was
he just produces everyone.
Well, no, his last album. Eminem's last album was fucking trash.
You have to remember, people like Rick Rubin, all those big name producers and engineers work on people that aren't huge. Also,
I don't know who he's worked with. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
I don't know who he's worked with. I don't follow his career.
I don't follow him.
I follow hip hop producers and engineers more than anything. I don't care about anybody else.
Yeah.
That's what I care about. Like rock people, obsess over producers.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes albums sound like. That's why. Oh, why does this era of this band sound like this? Because it was this producer.
Mm-hmm.
And rock fans care about that stuff.
Yeah.
I am not that type of rock fan, so I don't care.
Yeah.
I care about the people who played, not the producers.
I care about both.
Maybe
I'm an engineer, so I care about
for rock. I care about like the songwriters.
Yeah, I
more
do,
than the producers.
I like the behind the scenes stuff. That's the industry I went into, and so
I'm invested in the hip hop industry way more. So that's why I care.
Yeah,
like I care about like P Rhyme and all these kinds of big people.
Yeah.
And
I like following like the team of writers that wrote songs. That's always fun.
Yeah, but why did he talk to Rick Rubin? What did he talk to him about?
I was just talking about just like
Beastie Boys.
It wasn't even like talking to Rick. It's more of like visited Rick Rubin at a recording
in
session.
his humble abode.
Yeah, at his humble. Yeah,
in his castle.
It's funny when I watch stuff like that because David Letterman was
a man.
Well, he got his
a myth, a legend. He's like a legendary.
He is, but
he's really funny.
But
too.
he did 99% of his career during cable television, where you have to do certain things, and so he's just used to certain. But he's used to certain styles. So like when he goes to see Rick Rubin, they do the thing of just like, "Hi, Rick Rubin, it's nice to see you here."
Yeah.
Even though they're already mic'd up with a lav mic under their shirt.
He's done it for like 35 years.
Yeah, and so like they try to. It's really funny because they try to make it casual when it's like. I can see the lav mic though. Yeah. Like I can see it clipped to your shirt.
It's like so how's that beer? Like the lav mic hits the glass over.
I just want Rick Rubin and David Letterman's like to just like make out just so I can see that beard cacophony would be great. You
can clip that out. I know whoever's listening, you can just have that for you. That's on the record.
Just to prove to you guys I'm not homophobic. I'm a lot of things, but that's definitely not one of them.
You're racist, but you're not homophobic.
Racist, anti-Semitic,
buzzword.
All the buzzwords ist, but I'm not homophobic-ist.
You're a human rights activist.
So that'll sound really good once I add compression afterwards. Let's talk about some of the things that have happened.
So yeah, that band you like exists. Go check them out. Yeah. I don't know what their name is. I've already forgot it.
Hop along.
Moving on.
Let's start with what games were you playing? Because I'm tired of talking for a second.
Shut up. My time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go get a mint.
2 different games because I've had 2 different itches in my groin.
On which parts of your body?
I said my groin already, so the joke you failed.
I know I didn't get. I couldn't get to the mic in time.
Because he got up. He didn't give a shit about my words because he doesn't fucking care about me.
I can hear you perfectly though.
I'll walk out right now of our studio.
I will.
Our Joe Rogan studio. It's good for the audio.
That was way too loud.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fix that later. That's not my fucking business. Anyway, I've been playing because I've kind of been games have been creeping up on me that I have not gotten to finish. I realized that oh shit, this month Yakuza 6 just comes out.
Oh yeah, you've been talking about this game for the last year and a half.
Oh fuck, it's coming out in April already? Shit. Because I'm still playing Yakuza 5, which is what I've been doing.
How close are you?
I'm at the last chapter before everyone reunites.
I almost just like quit Pro Tools, by the way.
Sweet. Because I at least need to play 0. Because I've been wanting to play 0 for a long time. They came out last year, I just haven't gotten around to it. And then Kiwami 1 and 2, I can just get to them whenever I want to get to them because I've already played those games. Well, I played 1. I played 2 on the PS2, and I like that game a whole bunch. But I'll play the remakes whenever I can get to them. Yakuza 5, I kind of realized why I'm still... It kind of reminded me why I'm excited still for Red Dead 2.
Huh. Interesting.
It's because of...
Are those 2 games similar at all?
Well, you understand what I mean.
Okay.
Yakuza as a series that's been going on in Japan for a while. It's like they're like a giant series in Japan.
It's their Red Dead Redemption.
No,
I'm kidding.
It is kind of their GTA/Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, that would make more sense. It's the game that comes out every couple years.
They're like the flagship big open world Japanese.
It's a game that like everyone just expects every 3 years.
Yeah, including like the spin-off weird ones or like remakes. They come out like every couple years and they do something really interesting. At least as the later games went on, at least after 4 and after, you play as more than one character.
Cool. Because
the way these games work, which is really smart and also really interesting, it's really fun if you're a fan of the series. A lot of the games reuse the base city over and over again. Kamurocho. It's a pretty big city, but they reuse it in almost every game. But every game you see things in it change. Either graphically, buildings change, because like the characters age with the city. So side quest areas change, minigame. But because of that, they also add in like new areas you gotta go to in every game that are like their own little small towns or whatever. But I believe it was at 4, you don't only play as main character Kiryu. You get to play as other characters and you get to do story that is their own at first, and then it ties in at the end.
That's always fun.
Or sometimes during, which 5 does really well. And I thought of that because I'm in 5 right now, and I'm on the, I guess would be the 3rd chapter, where you get to play 2 characters kind of like back and forth, because the way it worked, it was, okay, one character, you did a story. Oh shit, somebody might be dead. Cliffhanger, move on to someone else and explain why they were here. It's like,
how does this relate to Red Dead?
But what really got me was like, man, I really like when games do this, is where you got to see 2 characters reunite in 5. And I was like, oh, they're gonna meet each other again. And they're doing these things that are not related to each other at all. Yeah. But then they meet, and then it does. And then I don't know how that ties into the main plot at all. Because it's like their own little weird adventure of like, this person might have been murdered. Let's figure out how that happened. How's this tied into the main plot of like these other 2 guys I was playing as? Who the fuck knows? It probably will be, because that's how Yakuza works. But it reminds me of what kind of bummed me out about GTA 5 single player. Oh. Because what excited me the most was you get to play 3 characters.
Yeah.
And they all have their own story, things that you do.
Except for Franklin.
Because they forget about him like halfway through the game.
Not even halfway. It's way earlier
I'm being generous because he talks, but he doesn't matter. Yeah. He's just black man who drives.
Then he gets a bunch of money.
Because his story gets finished. That's the problem with the thing of it.
Yeah, he wins.
Franklin has his story arc. Well, he has his goal in his story. Yeah. It finishes. Yeah. There's way more game
And then
left.
there's 75% of the game way left.
It's like, okay, what is Franklin's thing? He steals cars to make money.
Mm-hmm. And then
because he's a good driver. And then he gets a home in the hills.
Yeah.
It's over. He's done. He has nothing else to do. His motivation is over for the series. Yeah. Other than, well, Michael's kind of like my dad.
Yeah, Michael's my new dad.
Except not really.
Yeah.
But he kind of treats him that. It's
like the relationship between like Michael and Trevor is great.
Yeah, and Michael and Franklin's thing could have been, and all of them together. I think when they're all together, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, like I like the missions with Franklin and Trevor.
I wouldn't call GTA 5.
Is it crazy that I've still never finished GTA 5?
Not really, because that game is so big.
Okay.
It's not many people do finish single player for GTA 5. That's not an uncommon thing.
Okay, cool.
Remember, the vast majority. Well, that's a news story that we're going to talk about, but it's really tangentially related.
Okay.
GTA 5 is the most like of media thing that ever existed. It made the most money of anything ever.
Yes, it's made the most amount of money dollars
of any media ever.
Yeah, more than
any movie,
yeah.
Because fuck,
which is insane. Because that game isn't. Like I feel like that game doesn't deserve it, and
the multiplayer I don't think deserves it. Well, that's what I'm because people buy it for the multiplayer. That's where the money comes. The money of the game still selling is for the multiplayer, which I don't think it deserves. But that's a different topic. But the single player, I wouldn't call it bad.
No,
there are some moments in it that I think are great, and everyone would agree that the highlights of that game are everything to do with the heists.
Yes,
the setup, because it's kind of a funny thing. I know it's meant to be inspired by things like the great films of today, like just
heist good, movie,
like heist films, like
heist movie 2.
I remember the best one of all, Heat,
Double O heist,
like the movie Heat, classic heist film. I love that. I adore that.
Okay,
film.
when you said first thing that came to mind was I think The Heat.
No, Heat.
With Sandra Bullock and
no, not that fucking thing. And
starring
Melissa McCarthy
and cameo of Bill Burr.
Oh god, isn't that movie?
Yeah, it's Melissa McCarthy's like uncle.
He needed money. Whatever.
When she goes back to like her Boston family.
The movie sucks, but I can't hate.
That's why when you said like an all-time classic Heat, the first thing I thought was like The Heat.
Yeah, the Heat. That movie was like sad for everybody who's in that movie, but whatever. It was like, okay, we're gonna do like that's why I wish I loved the Payday series because that was where it's like
that's all it is.
We're just
a game about heist. It's heist the video game.
But I don't own a good PC, and I was unhappy with how Payday 2 was being treated with its microtransactions for a long time.
And you're not gonna get it on Switch because it runs like garbage.
It was also not the best version of the game, and
all
that kind of things. But it was
like 25.
Well, sweet. I get to play like a linear cinematic heist movie. Fucking awesome. Because it's what my favorite parts about the Sly Cooper series was oh, you're gonna do a sick ass heist.
Yeah.
But obviously more cartoony and way more goofy than
it's fun.
But when the game isn't doing that, it's either kind of lost in why its characters are there, or it's like half baked.
Yeah. Well,
like there's that really interesting moment where you play as Michael and Trevor escaping from why they're there, like
the beginning of the game.
Yeah, like you
and you play as their friend who dies.
And how did Michael pretend to be dead?
Yeah,
like that whole story, that Michael's whole thing of pretending to be dead it should be its own game.
Yeah, no, I feel like GTA 5.
A lot of GTA 5 is based around Michael.
Yeah, I think
he's like the real main character.
I think GTA 5 is too big. I think that game should have been 2 games.
The story is too big for what they really have.
I think like it should have been like GTA 5 is Michael and Trevor's like, and then the third guy's friendship and like that, and then the end of the game is that first level.
Yeah, because Michael and Trevor's thing is great because they have a lot of history,
and then we get into like GTA 5 like now. And just exclude and just get rid of Franklin.
Well,
or make him interesting. Either one. I don't really care at this point. Yeah,
because the whole thing is he's the getaway driver.
Yeah,
but you need to give him more character than that. Mm-hmm. Baby Driver is a movie all about the getaway driver. And it's pretty good.
Yeah,
not his best, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, just take away. Is there a mod that you can get Baby Driver? Baby as
probably it's PC.
And like anytime you get in a car,
you can just play the Spotify soundtrack for Baby Driver and just play that game.
Can you like sync Spotify on
probably
GTA 5 or something?
Probably a mod for it.
I don't even think that's a mod. I think that's like a thing.
I don't know. I do know that they keep adding new radio stations in, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like they have Frank Ocean's radio station is there, which is sweet.
Anyways,
Yakuza. But yeah, like that game is like so big and that game is fucking huge. It's GTA. GTA games are gigantic.
Yeah.
But the meshing idea of like these big characters that you play as meet up and they do interesting things together kind of falls flat a lot of the time. Where it falls way they said to like, we're gonna do like American satire or like a weird like
are you saying
not critique on like the torture system by the CAA or like?
And are you saying it doesn't fall flat in Yakuza?
No, because Yakuza is focused on what it's trying to do, which is melodrama.
Okay.
And just big
yellow dramas,
just crime stories with melodrama. Betrayal and like those tropes of those kind of films, and it sticks to it. But Yakuza has a certain charm to it, where it can have like these cutscenes of like these really gritty people. You can read like the history of like. Of why these people hate each other for these decades and like these evil looking motherfuckers. And then you can just in between story missions, just like, I don't know, go play like the UFO machine at the Sega arcade or like go on a date at a hostess bar or like
interesting
do a side quest where you pretend to be Santa and run away from kids.
Interesting.
Or all kinds of just like weird, goofy shit.
Yeah.
But it all works.
Cool.
And it's really fun when you get to see other characters meet because at first, you can't tell why you're even playing them at this time in history. Because for all like the series, Kiryu is like the main dude. He's like the guy. The story revolves around him and his dealings. Except for 4. 4 is the weird one, which I kind of like. That's not really all about him. And you got to play him at first. And then you're like, oh, we're doing like this. There's like this story of like betrayal, like in the Tojo where someone lied about yada yada yada, and this whole like big developing plot of like underhanded like reputations being used to like fuck people over and power struggles internally and people fighting for honor or whatever. And it's really, it's that kind of story. And then they cut to go, okay, no, we're going to talk about this guy from the last game. He's in prison now. It's about his story in prison, escaping and being a hunter in a small village. And then trying to get his way to find his way back to like the big city to find out what's going on with the big story. It's about him for a couple hours. And then I'm at a point now where I'm playing as, it's really fun actually. In this series, and since like Yakuza 1, Kiryu has like this kind of adopted daughter, kind of, but over the game, she's grown older. And you get to play as her as like a 16-year-old being an idol in Japan. And you gotta do like the thing of like, okay, I have to like audition for roles and do TV. Like you get like mini games for like, okay, I'm doing like an interview for a TV show. Or I'm doing like this weird like reality TV show where I play darts with people. Or I'm doing an interview and I'm dancing for like all this weird like kind of like not related at all shit. And then someone gets murdered.
Yeah.
And then a guy who's been involved with the real story, who you haven't seen until like in this game yet, shows up. Is like, oh, hey, what's up? I'm main character man. I'm back. What up? I love this man. Oh, I know who that lady who got murdered. That's she. We have a story together. Let's mix our stories together. And it's great. And it's awesome. Because I'm waiting to like see, okay, when are all of these people going to meet up at once? Because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it all is going to just snap in place. But you can rush it at your own pace whenever you want.
So when does the new one come out?
6? Well, it's been out in Japan forever. It comes out this month.
Okay.
But it reminds me of like
for us
why
Americans.
I love that series because it can do that so well. It's doing it really well now. But I'm scared because I like that thing a whole lot. And I wanted a Western series to do that well. And GTA 5 was not that.
No, it was not.
And Red Dead 2 is going to be multiple characters again. It's going to be a cast that you got to play as. I think it's going to be 3 people again.
Okay.
But it is going to be multiple characters again. And they're going to have their own powers. Well, ability. They call it ability in GTA because that's too video gamey for them, I guess.
I get it.
But I wonder, are they going to stick the landing this time? Because Rockstar is very quiet.
Yes.
On how they make their games, they're pretty quiet.
No one knows.
Annoyingly so in some circumstances.
Yeah, they're very locked down about how they do things. They don't want anyone touching their game. Like the GTA 5 modding community.
Yeah,
there's still
fighting
controversies
them for a while.
There's still controversies about you still can't have mods online. Like you can't do graphics mods online.
But some of them you can, some of them you can't for no reason, and some if you put them together,
it's a goddamn mess.
They lock you out. It's
weird.
All
and all Rockstar does like with updates is make it harder and harder. They haven't made it easier for any of
Like,
it.
we're just throwing in our shit in there. Here's your cool new racing track. We're moving on.
Yeah.
We're
Here's a
just doing
Tron bicycle thing.
Because that's what I'm really curious about is I don't know. Because Rockstar games, well, for the past like decade, just review well. Always by critics.
Yeah, of course.
And they generally deserve it. They're all pretty good games. Not they're like, I'm not kind of like they're weird, like they used to make like dart games. But like things like Bully and like Manhunt 1 and 2, which are like they're weird games, they got reviewed decently well. But Rockstar is Rockstar now. Their name on the box sells their games.
Yes. Yeah,
which,
totally.
Not many studios that are not like Nintendo, who make their own fucking consoles.
Yeah.
Can really say that.
It's hard to
or
do.
Like Blizzard. Like that's really rare.
Blizzard can do that.
That's rare.
I'm trying to think who can do that at this point besides Rockstar.
It used to be
like not even like.
But it used to be BioWare.
Yeah.
It used to be BioWare.
It used to be BioWare.
I heard her say that word.
And then EA ate them up.
Saying that out loud hurt me a bit, by the way. I'm like, that used to BioWare. I was like, oh yeah. Oh man, BioWare. Hell yeah, BioWare. And I'm like,
EA gobbled them up.
BioWare. But what I'm curious to know is because critics review those games well.
Yes. Because they're paid to.
And I'm not aware of like, do the people who work at Rockstar, it's a lot of fucking people. It's many studios. Rockstar is not one studio, it's like multiple studios.
It's huge.
I wonder what critiques did they take from the players for single player, and what are they going to actually put into this? Or they just go, we know what we did, we know what we messed up on, we're moving on. We critique ourselves and we move on.
Yeah,
some studios do that.
They don't. Yeah, Rockstar to me doesn't seem like a very.
They don't.
Like community.
From what you hear about,
they're not a community driven developers.
No,
and publishers.
For multiplayer, they more so because they have to be.
Yeah, you have
social club.
That's how that works.
But single player, I don't know. What do they give a shit about the players and what they felt about the single player?
I hope so. Really, all
because I'm scared. Because Red Dead 1 is like one of my favorite like video games of all time.
Still haven't played.
It's really good.
Yeah, and
the single player of that game is like, and it's a fucking masterpiece. The way that game ties up, it's fucking great.
I've played the Undead Nightmare, and that was fun.
That thing is fucking great.
That's the only thing I played of Red Dead.
Because it's really fun. You've never played Red Dead, the story at all?
No, that's the only thing I played of Red Dead.
And if you have, it's still a really good, like, fun, like, goofy what-if scenario. It's great.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about that game so much.
Do you think there's going to do, like, they should do one with, like, robots or something?
I said it's free. People said it before me, but whatever, it's free. Westworld.
Oh.
Just do Westworld.
Yeah.
Westworld is hot. Just do Westworld.
Yeah.
Zombies were pretty hot when they did Undead Nightmare. Well, not as hot.
Yeah.
Just do Westworld.
Yeah.
Because everyone wants it. Everyone will like it because it's popular. I like it in general. Just do it. Free money, Rockstar.
Really
easy.
Give
me the money for it anyways,
Very
but it's
easy
free money.
Do.
But I really have my hopes right. Like, AAA games, from the West, I don't really give a shit about that often. But Red Dead 2, I do give a shit about a lot.
Yeah, you're right. You don't give a shit about AAA Western games.
Because they're all kind of the same. They're derivative of each other a lot of the time.
Dude, I tried to play Assassin's Creed. I refunded Assassin's Creed Origins.
Like Ubisoft games are Ubisoft games.
I thought I was gonna love Assassin's Creed Origins, but it's still Assassin's Creed, and I don't.
The break wasn't enough for you.
It wasn't. I took a long break.
I had that with Far Cry 5 this week.
Oh, did you play it?
I did.
How was it? It's a Far Cry.
It's Far Cry.
It's Far Cry without a map, which makes it worse in my opinion.
Far Cry without an unnecessary map. That's bloated with things you'd have.
I feel like they made it worse though by just taking the mini map away.
I
understand.
I like it better.
I know why they did it. Yeah, I understand to do the exploration thing and
I get it. They got rid of the towers because everyone complained about them.
Yeah, the towers. That's
sure.
That's good. That's a good thing to get rid of.
There are some definite improvements in Far Cry 5,
but it's still Far Cry.
It's a Far Cry game. The story is not even interesting this time.
Yeah,
it's a lot of like. It feels like pulpy.
Really?
There's no like where this game takes place and the villains that are in it. They could say something with it.
Does it feel like the
or
second?
Not?
But
they do neither.
Does it feel just like the second half of Far Cry 3?
No, it's
not that bad.
It feels like
Far Cry 3 is great for the first half.
No, the first 75%.
Pretty much until
Voss is in most of that game.
Spoiler, until you kill the who you think is the main villain, that game's great.
Think about it, the last island is where that game gets kind of boring.
Yeah.
The last island, which is like maybe 2 hours of the game.
Is it really? It feels like much longer.
Because you get the wingsuit and you just fly to the island and you just beat the game.
Really?
Yes, because I remember it.
I haven't played Far Cry 3 in a while.
100%. I got that platinum in that fucking game.
Most of my Far Cry 3.
You beat that game in like 2 hours once you unlock the final island.
Got it.
If you want to, it's a straight shot.
Got it.
Most of the game is pretty great, and they're releasing it in HD, which I'm not going to play. But if you want to, it's going to be out in HD, which is
they should just do Blood Dragon in HD. People will actually play that.
Well, they're going to be making lots of weird, wacky shit for Far Cry 5. That's not enough for me to keep that game around.
What wacky shit would be?
No, like they listed out like we're gonna make like this weird mode of like cowboys or like
cool.
They're doing like I don't care enough. Because
I do because Blood Dragon is great. If they do another type of like
Blood Dragon
type
Blood Dragon
thing,
was a flash in the pan cool idea.
Yeah, like,
and then they made like trials, and I'm like with Blood Dragon, I'm like I don't give a shit. Don't you put the same idea twice? I don't care.
Yeah.
The reason Blood Dragon was fun was because it was a dumb idea that they made in their spare time.
But it felt good. Like
but it felt good once.
Yeah.
You can't do the same trick twice.
I'm not saying do the Blood Dragon style. Like no, I'm just saying do something like that again.
No, that's what it feels like they're doing, and I don't care.
Oh, that would be frustrating, yeah.
Because that's
just another early 90s thing.
Let's be wacky. No, 80s. Blood Dragon was 80s.
Felt like, okay.
Blood Dragon it's neon, for fuck's sake.
Fair enough.
They reference Commando in the opening cut. Like, it's 80s.
All right.
When I am an 80s, I know my 80s.
Okay.
Because the 80s is hot right now, so I have to know it.
80s is hot always.
No, 80s has never been more hot than right now. Again.
See, the fact that you had to say...
It's never been hot again as it is right now.
The fact that you have to say again means that...
Because it never goes away, but it's never been as strong as it is now.
That's because of Ready Player One.
No, it's because of things like the Vaporwave movement and things like Stranger Things and reboots of shit from the 80s, like RoboCop and Terminator. Like
the movie It.
The movie It being remade, that's from the 90s, though.
No, but I know, but it takes place in the 80s.
Yeah, they did that because of the 80s thing.
Yeah.
They moved to the 80s, like, hey, what if we moved to, like,
which
87?
I think makes it, which I think is good.
It worked for the movie.
Yeah.
But I get it, but it's like the 80s is fucking hot.
All right, let's talk about Spyro, and then we'll just talk about because we're already like 30 minutes in, and then we'll just talk about like the two things that I did or whatever.
I love you.
So
my favorite dragon.
I realized I said this wrong because my once I heard this announcement, I thought, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to say on the podcast, and I just said Spyro, and it totally ruined the entire thing.
Really?
I've been thinking the entire week.
You broke your own thoughts?
I did, because what I was going to do was, hey guys.
Spyro fucking sucks. There's a bunch of man babies. Who cares about video games?
All I was just gonna do is like a crazy announcement of something that no one expected to happen.
Tomba 3, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, Tombi 3 if you're from Europe or Japan.
No, it's...
God, if anyone knows who fucking Tomba or Tombi is,
I don't.
Hit me up, please. You're cool.
Slide into that boy's DMs.
Yeah, that I don't have. Actually, I have one.
You have an Instagram DM.
But I'm not giving that out to anybody.
Can I not shout out?
No.
That first picture you uploaded is the absolute best picture I've ever seen of anyone.
It's the only good picture I've had of me. So that's why that thing is inactive because I'm not done being good me.
Oh, well, it's a good picture. I think it's
a good picture. I don't take any... I take dumb pictures for myself and I keep them to me.
I realize... I don't know if I should say this because it'll...
I don't know what the fuck you're going to say. You can say whatever you want.
All right, cool.
Your podcast.
All right, okay. Well, I have... You know the podcast follows...
Gay thoughts.
Yeah. You know the podcast...
About David Letterman and his
beard.
The
podcast Instagram follows your Instagram, right?
Yeah.
You know how easy it is for someone to find your Instagram right now?
Yeah, if they care.
All right.
I'm not going to give it to people. If they want to put the work in to find my 3 photos, who cares?
If you can find our Instagram, which is really easy to do.
I'd ask for people to not, but if you want to do it, I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to... Actually, I think I'm blocked people like, unless you follow me, but whatever.
Okay, if you do it, slide into his DMs.
Tell me how cool Tombi 2 is.
Yeah.
How that's seriously got a cool anime.
So anyways, that video game that we've been saying that is definitely
rumored since like the Crash one came out.
Yeah, as we were saying, it's totally going to happen, and it did.
Which, funnily enough, I found out because I did some digging because I care a lot. I care a bit more about this remake and the details of it. Because I still want to play I still want to own the remaster for Crash.
Yeah, because it's worth owning for sure.
Because the effort on it is like astounding.
Yeah, that game looks. I know. I understand why people have the gripes with how it looks.
It's not bad. The look, it's not what I wanted. It still looks great.
It looks great. For what it is, it looks great.
It's fantastic.
I'm so excited to see what that looks like on the Switch, by the way.
It's probably going to like run the same.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
I want you to play those games again because I want to talk with you about Crash.
I haven't played Crash
as an adult.
And it was probably freshman year of high school. I was probably like 14.
Last time I played Crash was like, I think all 3 games like a year or 2 ago.
Wow. Okay.
I love those games.
They still hold up? Obviously.
I feel like they hold up.
Obviously, they made a freaking remake of them. Remaster, whatever you want to call it.
Crash 1 did not hold up the original. The remake makes that game way more playable.
Cool. So Spyro, they're doing the same thing.
Yeah, Spyro's getting remade, all 3. And what I was going to talk about, the team who's making this is not the Crash team who remade the Crash games.
That is interesting. That's not what I expected.
It is the team who did Skylanders.
Is that good or bad?
The Skylanders games are not shitty games.
Okay, I don't know if
they are their own thing.
Yeah,
but they're not bad developers.
Okay, because I feel like there's definitely like it's when you hear the word Skylanders, there's a certain type of groaning
sadness
that happens to people.
For me especially, because I'm like, oh, it's that redesign of Spyro.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I understand why people would
It gave the voice actor for like a Zim a job for a bit. He was a villain for a while.
Yeah, Richard Horvitz,
who's gonna blow his fucking voice out for that movie.
Oh, for the Invader Zim movie?
Which is still being worked on.
It's still being worked on. They're working.
I checked the Twitter to be like, hey, are you working on it? Yeah, we are. Okay,
dude,
cool.
I love. Okay, guys,
are you working on it? Okay, cool.
Another tangent. Follow Jonan Vasquez, the creator of Invader Zim, both on Instagram and on Twitter. Is it Instagram? I know on Twitter for sure. Where his updates are great.
They're cryptic.
Also follow what's the voice of Gurr? What's the actor's name? I feel Ricky Simons.
Ricky Simons, yeah.
Follow him on Instagram. He does like videos.
That's where I get the videos from. Like,
when they're in the booth.
That's how I found like, what are you working on? Okay, and then I see.
It's so funny. Yeah. Everyone watch those updates. They're real good. This is going to be good because these guys are working really hard. Most of
the old staff back.
It's all there's some yeah, not all of them.
Well, obviously like the original Gurr voice actor passed away and.
No, Ricky Simons.
Oh no, I thought the one of them, not his voice actor, but someone's voice actor passed away.
I don't know who.
I'm trying to remember whose character it was.
I don't remember. All I know is that the people working on this, like Jonah Vasquez, he's so passionate about this right now. So there's going to be so much love in this movie.
He kind of got over hating and loving and hating to love his Invaders and fans.
Yeah, I feel
he realized he made something special.
I think he finally understands. It's like, okay, I'm important, I guess.
And Invader Sim is way funnier now that I'm an adult.
Yeah, it holds up.
It was hilarious when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it's also, the critique of that show was random humor.
It's all on...
And it kind of was.
I believe it's all on Hulu, right? Or, yeah.
I own the DVDs. I bought that fucking...
That's fair.
No, because I bought them because I was like, I want Invader Zim on DVD because I was like 12. I'm like, I love having a DVD. But it's not as random as I remember. I thought it was. There's a lot of good subtle humor in it.
Yeah, it's really good.
A lot of fucked up humor that should have not been in any show on TV.
Yeah, that show. There's a reason why that show got canceled within 2 years of its running.
I guess one more tangent on that show. Do you remember? You know the bit where there's one really funny scene which might be on YouTube where it's Zim and Dib yelling at each other across the street.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Zim. What?
I still do that.
Okay, you know why that scene's funny on its own. Mm-hmm. You know why it's even funnier if you learn about the production of it. The audio team. Because remember, they're on a street. Uh-huh. The audio team forgot to put in the car noise.
Yeah. So
it's way funnier because it's just two idiots yelling at each other across the street for nothing. Yeah. Zim! In dead silence. What?
Yeah.
So that error makes that scene 10 times funnier. Yeah. They just forgot to put in the audio, and it's so funny.
Because if you guys... this is less so now, I think, but early 2000s Nickelodeon was insane chaos. Literally, those episodes were made... they would be written, recorded, animated within a couple weeks.
They were insane. They look pretty good too.
Yeah. So I understand why that mistake would happen to be on something like Nickelodeon. Back when it was called Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
So anyways, Spyro.
Yeah. So I was when I first saw the team, it's the Skylanders team. It's that studio. Mm. And then I found it, because I found the minute they announced it officially, mm-hmm. IGN put out a quick little 5-minute thing of the team talking about it. They said, yeah, we went to go talk to the Crash Bandicoot guys, the guys who remade those, and talk to them how did they do it, and they went to Insomniac to get to improve their designs of Spyro because obviously who made them are Insomniac, so they want to go improve the remakes of the models and stuff.
Yes.
And they talked about one of the big things they talked about in the interview was we wanted to make sure who do fans really care about? What do fans care about in this game? The voice actor. So they got Tom Kenny back.
Good.
Because because Tom Kenny voiced Spyro for 2 and 3.
Yeah.
They want to check who was the most popular for the games. It was overwhelmingly Tom Kenny.
Yeah.
He's coming back for sure. They got him. They nailed him. He's back.
Good. That's it. I feel it's a relatively easy get. Not because Tom Kenny's small, but because Tom Kenny loves voice acting.
It's more do developers care enough to do that extra step?
Yeah.
They could have just got a new Spyro.
Yeah.
I would have.
It would have been cheaper.
I would have not been totally bothered by it, but it would kind of bum me out. I'm happy.
It wouldn't
ruin it for me. But
it wouldn't. I say it wouldn't ruin it for me, but it would really bum me out.
In the trailer, he sounds different.
Because I love.
If you watch the trailer with the audio, he sounds not like Tom Kenny doing Spyro.
I need to watch it again. I think I just watched it
He sounds different.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I checked. Oh, Tom Kenny. I couldn't tell.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
That's why I'm it didn't sound close enough. Because I think of Spyro.
I can imagine the Spyro voice in my head right now.
Spyro's voice to me is the one from Spyro 2.
Yeah,
because his inflection is different in 2 and 3, even though it's the same voice actor. They changed the director. I think might be different. Mm-hmm. And they did say Stuart Copeland's name for the music, but I don't think he's coming back.
Okay,
but they're trying their best to just remake it.
Yeah,
which is enough for me.
Fair enough.
The fact that someone on the team said his name means that they care.
Yeah, they understand. They know.
I do not imagine them ever getting him back.
Yeah,
because he's either doesn't want to or he just doesn't have the time.
What does he do now?
I don't know. Probably does his own thing.
Okay.
But it's like if they couldn't get him, like I would understand it. He just does his own shit. I get it.
Yeah.
Why would he take the time to recompose
a game that
3
he did
soundtrack
already?
games on his own time? Like that's, I get it if he couldn't or didn't want to.
Yeah, that's not easy.
No, especially if like it's someone who has a name attached, who's a part of a thing.
Yeah. Also, it's something that's kind of beloved and big.
Yeah, because the way
like Spyro,
the way that the magic of how he made the soundtracks is not going to go away with him just redoing the music.
Yeah,
like it's still there.
Anyways,
but seeing the just oh man, they added like grass. To the floor and like they added like dirt textures.
So crazy
to give it like depth. I'm like, oh man, this is actually I'm way more excited about this one. Like
there's more to look at in Spyro games
because there's so many different worlds.
It's
not like Crash's environment. Spyro is worlds.
I can't say
more. 3 has more like time travel shit, but it's more like you're in medieval world or Sea World. Like it's not
Sea World. You're at Sea World.
Yeah, you're at Sea World and you're abusing killer whales. Yeah. No, but like Spyro,
you're beating killer whales with a stick.
Yeah, but Spyro is like so diverse in every game of its like locations.
Yeah, a bunch of blacks.
There is
and gays.
Probably a black and a gay.
I'm sure there is. Put them in there. Why not?
Diversity.
Well,
it's like I think of like the Spyro world. It's like, oh, you go to this one world where it's cavemen.
Yeah.
And then you go to a place where it's people underwater in like little suits. Even though like there's an ice world where you got to play as a Yeti.
Yeah.
And you got to play hockey.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it now. I'm really excited just thinking about it.
No,
you gotta. What if they're gonna redo the first person levels? Remember when you played as a penguin?
Oh my god!
Remember that?
Slightly, not much.
You gotta play as a little Lieutenant Penguin.
Okay.
Who had the helmet? He had rocket launchers.
Which one was this?
It's 3.
Okay.
Year of the Dragon. Where you gotta play as multiple characters. You gotta play as Kanga.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Remember, you gotta platform as the king. You gotta.
It's been even.
You would buy the animals' freedom from Moneybags.
So I haven't played.
You would play those characters.
I haven't played Crash since like freshman year of high school. I probably haven't played Spyro since like middle school or something.
Fauna in HD.
Just a lot.
My original crush when I was a baby boy is back in HD. I don't know how I feel about this. It's gonna be weird. Seeing Hunter in HD is gonna be fucking weird.
I'm excited to see Hunter in HD.
Because I love Hunter.
Hunter was the coolest.
Hunter's so fun. What is he? He's just a cheetah man.
Yeah, but he's
kind of a dork.
He jumps real good.
He jumps real high.
Real good.
And he cheats the physics system.
I remember seeing that for the first time. I remember even as a kid watching that, I was like,
you can't do that.
This looks silly. This looks very silly.
He just floats really far away with like the same static pose.
I love moments in video games as a kid when you're like,
oh, that's a video game.
Well, when you're a kid, because sometimes when you're a kid, like there are some things that you can't tell if it's good or not, like because you don't have the.
That was me with Jumanji as a little boy.
Yeah, you don't have the reference to figure out what's good.
Yeah, you have no.
But there are some moments where you realize, like seeing a Hunter jump is like that's.
Well, like
I'm smart enough to realize there's some trickery going on.
Games were glitchy, and I would know that a game was a little bit not finished when I would see. Well, that's not fair to say like not finished. All games have bugs.
Yeah,
but like seeing like clipping issues, I'm like, oh, I know what that is. I've seen that before in a game. I just know what that is now.
I've played Star Wars Bounty Hunter. The most broken video game of all time that I love.
I still get a really good jolly when like a big game has like a T pose error in it.
Yeah,
or for some games it's a V pose because it's different now.
Yeah.
But my favorite, it was in Dragon Ball FighterZ, where during one of the specials, I think for like in the beta, like he would just go into a T pose during the cinematic for like a second, and if you caught it, you got it. And I lost my shit. It was so funny.
Can we talk about Sonic Forces real quick?
No, but sure.
The ending of Sonic Forces, you're fighting all of the like
villains.
Well, they have like all the randomly generated characters fighting like an army of randomly generated characters of personas. There you go.
Yeah, personas. That's weird.
An army of personas fighting all of Eggman's team of people.
The Badniks.
But it's not. Yeah,
but not the Badniks because they're generic.
But. So every time I watch, I don't know if this is a story reason this happens or it's just a lazy.
They T-pose in universe.
No, here's what happens, and it bugs me to no end because I can't figure out if this is real or not. But I've seen it every time I see gameplay of this. The last scene, there are duplicates of the villains. So you see multiple shadow, like you see like multiple. I can't even think of like villain names.
Oh, the new villain in this game.
Yeah, all the new villains and stuff like that red dude from. Yeah. That game that I don't. That's not. Was it Sonic Boom, right?
I like those characters from Sonic. No, Sonic Booms. That's from the Sonic Worlds.
Sonic
Lost World.
Anyways, but you see,
that green girl Xenia is.
So there
adorable.
are like glitches. I think it's a glitch but it's in the game. Like it's just where all the
game is not.
They fill out the bad people's army by just duplicating the 5.
That has to be story.
Enemies.
That has to be story.
It has to be,
that's
right?
too many. That's too many numbers.
It feels wrong.
I watched the first hour of that game, the last hour of that game. I skipped the other only 1 hour in that game. That game's like 3 hours long.
Okay, so two things. The correct way to play that game is to watch.
Not at all.
It's either not at all or just watch Game Grumps play it. 'Cause that's fun. Or
I watched someone who's like a pretty big Sonic fan play it.
Oh,
and he got sadder the more the game went on because he was like, all right, Sonic Forces, yeah, like kind of like cautious enthusiasm is like finished like the final boss is like he died in the final boss like twice like. And this fight fucking sucks. And I'm like, that hurts to see it. Like this guy is like he's positive. Like this game, this. It's bad. Why?
Okay, so I've talked about this Twitter account forever because it's my favorite.
For exposure, that's a good Twitter.
The you got a bot meme, or the you got a bot. You got a moon meme. Bot.
Oh yeah, that's a good Twitter. Yeah,
so they one of probably my favorite you got a moon is you got a moon. Purchase Sonic Forces, play, beat, and return Sonic Forces all in one stream.
Yeah, that's funny. That's good. That's a good achievement.
Yeah. Anyways, so Spyro's coming out, and I'm super hyped. And
I want to see more footage of like 2 and 3.
It's technically not confirmed coming to Switch.
Not confirmed,
but it's definitely coming.
It might be later.
Right?
Like, it might be later. How the Crash one was like we were working on it, but it had to come out later.
I remember when it got announced. Dude, freaking the Nintendo community like lost their goddamn mind because they're like, "Where's the Nintendo logo?"
Yeah.
Like
my favorite thing
it's gonna happen. Just calm down.
I think it was fucking Griffin McElroy's Twitter from that big comedy podcast group where he was like, all right,
my
guys,
my brother and me.
Yeah, if I ever say that fucking Crash is on Nintendo, you guys will believe me next time that my dad works at Nintendo. You'll fucking believe me this time.
That's good. That's really good.
It's funny because that really happened.
That's really funny.
Well, it's just crazy. It's like, hey, Sonic is in Smash.
Yeah.
I fucking blew my little adolescent brain away.
I understand.
I hate that somebody reminded me that Brawl came out over 10 years ago recently. And I was like, fuck you.
That's weird.
Because I remember being a child on the internet looking at that shit. I'm like, stop reminding me. I'm not old, but I feel like every time people say that shit. Where it's like, hey, you must watch this thing like 15 years ago. I'm like, no, I didn't. I'm like, yeah, you did. I was like, oh, shit. I've lived on this earth for an extended amount of time. Shit. Yeah. Don't remind me.
Invader Zim's like 50, like over 15 years old.
Shut up. I don't have to remember.
The show came out in like 2001.
I think it did. 2001 doesn't. It was like
15 years. It's
pretty old.
17 years old.
It's not as old as his comic.
Oh,
John the Homicidal Maniac.
Yeah, which I still haven't read.
Which fun story. I had a friend in elementary school who was in Invader Zim and Kingdom Hearts like I was.
Mm-hmm. Like every child?
No, actually it was not that common because everyone was a bunch of normal people who like average things like Family Guy or whatever.
The people I hung out with were like
and
super
Total Drama
nerds.
Island.
The people I hung out were like super nerds. So
no, I mean in general in my school.
Yeah,
because I remember elementary school. Like,
no, I know, but I'm saying like the people I like saw like I know like the general population.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. Like and
anyways,
and I don't know how she got it. She got those comics.
Wow,
the volumes. I don't know where she bought them from because we were kids.
Yeah, well here's how
I've read a good amount of those when I was younger. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, these are kind of neat because I like the style and like I like how super violent it was and the horror of it all.
Mm-hmm. Are they
and then I read it about a decade later.
Not good.
I think it's worth reading some of it.
Okay,
because some of the art is pretty fascinating to watch. And it is fun just to see like Dib's design.
Yeah, the origins of
his old design, just like shrunken down for this totally different character.
Yeah,
but the series is kind of lost in itself because it's about like main character. He's a murderer.
Yeah,
and he hallucinates like his doll talking to him, and some of the things that happen to him are not real.
Mm-hmm. It's the album "Good Apollo" by Cody and Cambria.
But it doesn't have like a point
except instead of a demon bicycle, it's a doll.
It's weirder than that. What happens in that series is like weirder than that.
Definitely not weirder than freaking Good Apollo.
What he hallucinates is weirder than the bike with a tricycle.
It's not a tricycle. I wish that'd be funny.
Whatever.
It's a 10-speed.
The things that are in his fake reality that happen, are weirder than that.
Okay.
But it's also kind of hard to read visually because the font is scratchy on purpose.
Yeah, that's like again.
Because I get it. It's like he's insane. I get it, but it kind of hurts reading that.
Again, it's like the original Good Apollo comic, which I showed you.
I've read it. It's not that.
Is it not that?
No. Look at a picture of like the pages, like on your computer box as I'm talking about it.
Right.
Just to see what the text looks like.
I don't feel like it.
You don't want to read Joan of Vasco?
I will.
It's actually kind of funny.
I will.
Because you can tell where his humor comes from that comic.
Anyways.
The dark shit that got kind of slipped into Invader Zim comes from his days of making that comic.
So I have 56 hours in the Division now. Mm-hmm. Within 2 weeks of playing this game because I have no life, which is weird because I've been working a lot. Like I'm not busy. I'm just playing it every day. I'm playing it for a couple hours.
Well, it sucked up all your free time.
Yeah, exactly.
Anytime you're not working in my room or sleeping or bathing yourself, you're playing this game.
Pretty much. I played for 4 hours today.
That's not a lot.
No, but like
for someone who's busy.
Yeah, I didn't have to do that. but I did.
You could have like done it for like
in the time
7 hours.
In the time
Lewis, you could have thrown responsibility away instead.
Yes, I'm not addicted. I'm obsessed.
Even more time.
My therapist says so. All right, so you wanted to ask questions about that game?
Yeah.
Interview me.
How are the combat encounters in the single player going forward? Like how are like quote unquote boss fights?
Oh, so the
Did
way
they get any more advanced than what you told me about last week? Like any more interesting with mechanics?
Oh,
or they just take cover smartly and shoot?
Yes.
Is it just
there
more
are
of that?
more. So I haven't gotten to like different types of guns quite yet, but I know that like as you progress through the game, you start getting like rocket launchers and stuff like that, and grenade launchers, and it kind of changes the way you play the game. But the enemies don't change.
Still,
they just get hard. Well, they get smarter.
They don't change tactics.
They're more aggressive. Yeah, they change tactics, but not mechanics.
Okay.
So like, because I beat the game. I beat like every side mission.
What the core game would have been before all these DLCs, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I've beaten the main game, like everything.
The
all the side stories. I've even done that thing where you have to like go to the dark zone and answer a phone. Like I did that.
And it was Jonathan Colton. He said a beautiful tune.
It was great. No, I played like all of the main game. I'm in World Tier 3. Which is in the way the World Tier system works in Division. When you beat the game,
is it like ranking?
Huh?
Is it like ranking in a way?
Yeah, it changes the world. So once you get to level 30, you can go to World Tier 1, where all of the enemies are level 30, and they drop.
So they'll all scale to you now.
They all scale to level 30, and you will never get higher than level 30, but you get better and better loot, like better gear, as you increase the world tier. But as you increase the world tier, the enemies goes to level 31, 32, 33, 34.
The Diablo thing.
Yeah.
Do you know about that?
Yeah.
Where it's like you beat it. Okay, go do this one, number 2, this one, number 3.
Yeah.
You just scale up. Well, in Diablo, they eventually just added more levels because numbers are nice.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's mainly your gear. Your gear's what really matters.
Yes, exactly. It's
a gear game.
You have to remember the Division is an
dungeons in this game. Like what you consider like a quote unquote dungeon? Does that exist in this game?
The closest thing I would call to dungeons would be what are they called?
Okay, a better question. Is it like those weird fake quasi dungeons in Destiny? Where you get most of your loot from?
No.
Or most of the loot is from that open world thing that Destiny has?
No, it's from most of the loot in this game is Dark Zone.
But is that equivalent to like that open world where you fight enemies, kind of?
The Dark Zone,
where you just kind of wander around, you find loot instead of like going to encounters and getting loot.
The best way to get loot. So before you could only get loot from Dark Zone, like that's it.
Yeah, that's what people's big thing was when the game came out.
Now at this point, and we're in 1.8, and again, I'm just trying to talk at the Division as the way the game exists now, because that's what I've played.
Yeah, you couldn't if you're the way it was back then.
And there'll be an update.
It doesn't exist anymore.
There's an update in 3 days. On the 12th, there'll be an update which updates for RPGs are that's important. Number of updates are important. Yeah. It's not like a stability update. It's a number.
It's not a bug fix or anything.
Yeah. But the way you get loot is every enemy can drop loot, but the only way to get good weapons is to beat named enemies. Named enemies are bosses that just like will always respawn.
So the badasses from Borderlands.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't call them. They're not like badasses because badasses can kind of spawn anywhere. These are more. They're named enemies. They exist in certain areas. They only exist in certain areas.
And you come back and refight them over and over again.
Yeah.
So they are just pretty much bosses.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Because you also did that in Borderlands where you fight the same boss over and over again as well.
Yeah, I'll call them bosses, but the difference between bosses and Borderlands,
they're grindable bosses.
They're grindable. They're more. There's like zero story with them.
Yeah,
some of them have some story, but not really. Mm-hmm. Not usually. They're just named. All it is if you see a name above an enemy, it's like I will for sure get a like somewhat good
something
piece of gear
quality or better.
Yeah, like a good a gear worth looking at for sure. Like because like every lootable system game where there's different colored gear. Yeah. Once you start getting world tier, you start seeing less and less of the older, shittier colors.
Run it through me just for me. What are the colors from like common to like whatever the
white is common, then green, then blue, purple, and gold, and then there's gear sets which are blue or like light blue.
Oh, so like
gear sets are like as good as quality as orange usually, but
only when they're all together.
Yeah. Pretty much. They get
a gear bonus when they're all together.
I would say gear sets items. I've noticed where I'm at right now. I'm only in World Tier 3. There's 5 World Tiers. Where I'm at, like all of my gear set items tend to be better than my regular stuff in most way. Like it's the kind of game where once you get to the end game, like before the end game, like when you're getting from 1 to 30, all that matters is the 3 numbers of like I don't even know what firepower, stamina, and electronics, or whatever the electronic one is. Those all that matters is those 3 numbers, and electronics doesn't even matter, so don't even worry about that one. All that matters is pretty much your health and how strong your bullets are. In the when you're doing the base game, that's the only thing that matters. Once you beat that, since everyone's the same level, all that matters is the specific, like everything matters, the specific stats and how you want
time to min max
and how you exactly how you want to build your character.
You're at the real game.
Yeah,
most games for loot shooters or loot type games are the real game. Like your Pillars of Eternity, excuse me, what is it? Path of Exile or whatever.
Something like that. Yeah.
Your Diablos, your Destinies, your
Diablo.
Hopefully, what Anthem is.
Diablo 3 would be the closest comparison to like this kind of game, which is funny because the Division is not even like. If you were to look at the Division and Diablo 3 like screenshots side by side, you'd be like, those are not even close.
Yeah, it's more akin to Borderlands and Destiny, where they're trying to make like this. Well, more Destiny in terms of like how they're trying to make an MMO thing, but more Borderlands in how you get your items.
It's more. Yeah, it's the Division is an MMORPG. It is a great MMORPG. Like it's the perfect example of what that is.
But my problem with all these games is that they don't get the MMO part correct. Because it's not easy because that thing doesn't exist still.
In what? In the Division?
Like a real MMO, what those actually are.
Doing
that on console is insane.
Yeah, it's hard.
Well, it's possible. We have MMOs on console right now. Yeah. But doing that idea in like a real quote unquote a real MMO way,
massive multiplayer.
Yeah, that's like what I dreamed of in Destiny was like you just are wandering around the open area and you see like 20 dudes.
Yeah. Like that,
it's like you see like 3...
and that happens in the Dark Zone sometimes. Usually, what I haven't seen
Destiny I don't know how it is, but the Division does that social stuff at least with the actual gameplay better than Destiny.
Yeah, of course.
It's weird.
Destiny doesn't do anything right.
Destiny does raids, although not the first Destiny 2 raid correctly.
Yes,
that's good raids from what I've seen. They're actually really well thought out. They're really creative. They have cool puzzles. They're dynamic gameplay, but they don't do the social part.
But the
social part in Destiny is just like you have this neutral hub. You dance and look nice.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of it.
It's not even worth. It's sometimes
you can't. Okay, my thing with MMOs with social stuff. Can you make friends in this game and by just playing the game?
Yes.
No.
And
not in Destiny.
Not in Destiny.
Destiny is just you either make those friends outside of it or you go into a website and do it.
So the Division. Here's what's great because
is there text chat in the Division?
Yeah.
Then that's enough.
Yeah.
That's all I needed.
Yeah.
Just can I chat with humans?
And it's really easy to do. You just press tab, figure out when the guy's name is. Press like the / type the guy's name and start talking.
Like more stuff like that needs to exist in these kinds of games because I would love for Anthem to be the one that does this perfectly. Because Anthem looks like it has interesting gameplay in it. It's going to be a loot shooter. It's going to be social.
Yeah, which is it's fine.
Give me that little bit more.
So
because I like MMOs a whole bunch. I've sworn them off, but I just want a little bit more.
What I like about like the friendship thing and like I haven't like made any friends of the Division quite yet.
But you made acquaintance temporary.
Here's why.
Yeah,
temporary for sure.
Which is still fun to do.
Here's why the way where the popularity of the game is right now. Pretty much no one is playing between World Tier 1 and 4. So I have not seen anyone want to go to the Dark Zone
because everyone is like already like at the big real game.
Yeah, like everyone's either just started playing and they're still not even at World Tier 1, or everyone's at World Tier 5.
Yeah, everyone's either catching up or they're just there.
So like, because I've been playing, I'm World Tier 3 and I still haven't seen anyone in the Dark, like 0 players in the Dark Zone, which is insane. But when I have gone to the Dark Zone and seen other players, it's really fun. Where you get those like temporary friendships and where I can totally see people, getting real friendships.
You look at each other and just nod with your cursor.
You have to remember when you're in the Dark Zone, you can go rogue at any time and you can just start killing people. And so and
now they've balanced it where it's like there's a actual cost.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So you can't just grieve just to do it and be like no consequences to it.
Yeah, and it's not like unlimited. Going.
It's not easy to cheese it like it was in the beta.
No, yeah,
not the beta, but the base game. From the beta.
Pre 1.4.
Pre all of this. Pre the big overhaul.
Yeah. I think 1.4 is the one that
was the one that did it.
Yeah. 1.4 was like the biggest Division change. That's when the game got good. Yeah. Apparently. I'm playing it. I'm playing now.
I like the people who were playing it day one's word on it because they would know way better than any of us because they stuck with it.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, so that feeling of like when you're with like a group of like 4 people and you're trying to extract, right? And then you get to the point where all right, you successfully killed everyone around you. The rope came down. You can put your loot on the extraction rope. And you can put your loot on the extraction rope and like wait the 30 seconds for your gear to go up and then you get the gear. That 30 seconds can either
Make or break?
Well, because what you can do is you can go rogue, kill all your teammates, and then take all their loot. Mm-hmm. You can do that, but it's really hard. And so that feeling of like, okay, if we let's see how well we all trust each other. If we make it through this and no one goes rogue, like I know we're all cool. And then we all hang out and we all keep going and doing more extractions and stuff like that. It's fun. It's a fun game. It's
things like that are what people wanted from Destiny so bad.
Yeah.
And then they said, let's just play Monster Hunter. And then that's a way better game.
Yeah.
You can't make friends really as easily like Destiny either, where it's kind of like restricted to like some simple chat.
Mm-hmm.
But just at least the way, how much you have to learn and invest your time and attention into Monster Hunter, mm-hmm. you will make friends by people who are just better than you, who have more time, and they just teach you like, okay, let me take you under my wing.
Yeah.
There's like a website that's like called like Recruit a Hunter, where it's like, you like just become someone's like apprentice.
Well, there are people, some things
from what I found from like the Monster Hunter community, they just want more people in it. So they will help. They will take like, I'll have a question. I will talk to you for 4 hours about it because I want you to love this game like how I do.
Well, there's some stuff that I still
like that sense of community like is really valuable for a game's life.
Yeah.
This is why Monster Hunter like survived in the West and got big finally.
There's some stuff that I haven't touched in the Division quite yet, which is the RNG system pretty much of upgrading your weapons.
Oh, it's RNG based?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. And so I haven't even touched because I don't think it's worth it until you get to World Tier 5 because that World Tier
that's where like the best gear is at, so why
exactly.
waste
So let me just wait, save up all my money, save up all my materials because I haven't spent any money since I started playing this game. I haven't crafted any weapons since I started playing this game. So I have like $1 million. I have like all so much crafting material. So I'm just gonna wait until I get to the end, like at World Tier 5.
Check on Reddit, like, okay,
how do I do
what am I gonna need?
What do I do? Most? Like I have no idea how to. I think the way it works is you can, because there's the upgrades. I think there's like a recalibration station and I think the crafting station. I think those are the two.
So when you're upgrading your stuff, are you upgrading or are you re-rolling?
You're re-rolling. So there's two things you can do. You can upgrade, and I think you can upgrade twice, and then you can re-roll as many times you want, but it costs a lot of money.
So the upgrade, it just makes its stats better?
Yeah. I think it just like everything overall gets better.
The numbers overall, just static numbers get better.
I think so.
And then the re-roll is what, for like perks and stuff?
So yeah, abilities? There's 3 numbers that matter. Like what is what it like. I don't remember I always forget what the third one's called, but it uses electronics. So there's the tough or firepower. Pretty much what it is weapons, health, and a skill. Those are the 3 numbers that matter. Mm-hmm. And so each gun or each piece of gear, each like item like affects those numbers. And so depending on what kind of build you want to do or how you want to play the game, you would put you would affect those numbers differently depending on how you want to play the game. And you can re-roll those numbers to change. Let's say you have a great gun, like amazingly like super powerful, mm-hmm. but you play solo, you don't really care about like helping your team, and you don't really use skills that much, but the gun has the piece of gear has all like skill. You can re-roll to have it and hope it gets that moves that numbers into like stamina or moves it into firepower or something.
I see.
Yeah. Hope that happens, but it costs a lot of money.
Yeah, that's
so. I think that's it. By the way,
that's keep you to keep playing.
I feel like this is from like what I've seen for like YouTube videos. I haven't done any of this, so I might be
Maybe
wrong
on some. Changed.
I might be wrong on some of the details, but that's.
But these stations still exist, so it can't be that much different.
Yeah, those stations exist, and that's the basis of how it works. Yeah. Like that's. I know I'm pretty close.
Yeah, now you're at the point where just getting the good gear and making it how you.
Yeah, I'm just playing, finding gear because the way
you transmog gear.
What does that mean?
Where you can move stats to another item just because you like how it looks?
No.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Not
that I know of.
That's not super common, but it's like, that sucks.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, where I'm at...
Because I want the gear that looks good and is good.
I mean, one of the things that happened relatively recently in the game that wasn't there in the beginning is you can have different, like... I don't even know what they're called because I haven't quite used it. Classes, pretty much, loadouts. That's what they're called, loadouts. And so you can have, because the Division at this point is very focused on. It's not very focused on team based, like when you're like doing Dark Zone and extract and like missions and stuff, whatever. Like, but it incentivizes teamwork, and so you can have different classes now and loadouts where you can have a loadout where like, okay, I'm soloing the Dark Zone. I have a loadout just for that. And then you can have a loadout where it's like, okay, I'm gonna be playing with a team and I'm gonna be the healer or the medic. I can do that. You can have a loadout where and
are there any events that would require a team, like raids, for example?
Yes. So there are every
like encounters or whatever
every day, because there's there's chances to get now there are chances to get like gear at like all the time. And it brings you outside of the dark zone to get gear. You can do like there's daily missions, weekly missions, and like 15-minute missions. There's like, and then there's and each if you beat all those things, you can get like different gear, and usually it's pretty good stuff. It's not like it's worth doing for sure. Even when you get to like World Tier 5, like it's worth doing. I think
it'll give you stuff that's balanced to wherever you're at in the game.
Yeah, it's worth doing for sure. And then there are you can replay the story missions on either hard or challenging, and those require challenge. Like it's impossible to do challenging by yourself. Like it's literally like you will like you can't do it.
Yeah,
like it'll let you, but you can't.
Yeah, it's not beatable.
It's not beatable by yourself, and so you have to have it.
So that's the goal of the game, is to be able to beat that.
Yeah,
I assume.
And that's what like the team based thing is. It's and like. It's better to have a team that's balanced, and that's why they added the different loadouts. Because if you just have a team of nomads, there's like a gear set called the Nomad, which pretty much makes your tough. Like it's for solo players. It makes it to where you just like can never die. And so, but if you have a team of nomads trying to do those versus a balanced team, like the balanced team will do better every time.
Because they just can cover more bases.
It's just the way, the game is balanced in such a way where it
can't
incentivizes that way.
Where you just pick the best class.
Yeah, exactly. You can't just get like the best, whatever the best gun is, whatever the best gear is.
Borderlands 1, it was like what? The Siren was the best by far and away.
I don't even remember the names of the stuff.
2 was the DLC characters.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, Siren was the best.
The Necromancer and the Psycho were far and away the best characters.
Yeah,
not even close.
Necromancer was like
shit, crazy DPS.
Yeah.
The Psycho also had shit crazy DPS, but could also just never die.
Yeah.
And did shit tons of damage when they were down. So it was like they were broken.
Yep.
Like from like level 1.
Most of my time playing that game was with Necromancer.
Because Necromancer is fun, but also broken.
I think I got through that like 3 times playing that game with Necromancer.
I didn't like any of the classes in Borderlands 2 except for the DLC ones. So I'm like, well, I'm not gonna buy that to play those, and I just quit.
I like
the soldier's super boring.
Assassin's cool, or whatever his name is. Zeros.
I've never liked that kind of class. I played Hunter in Borderlands 1 the whole game, and I was like, I'm fucking bored of this.
Oh, I liked Hunter okay, that's fine.
Because I did that for like 90 hours. I was like, I'm done with this.
I get it, yeah.
I'm sick of using revolvers and sniper rifles all goddamn day. I'm tired, please.
I'm tired too. Bye, guys.